Imagine a bustling city, rich in culture and full of life. This was Pompeii, a city frozen in time. Nestled in the fertile region of Campania, near the Bay of Naples in Italy, Pompeii was a flourishing metropolis of the Roman Empire. Its strategic location made it a bustling trade hub, a melting pot where cultures intertwined and prosperity flowed in abundance. Pompeii was not just a city of wealth and commerce, it was a cultural powerhouse, home to a myriad of awe-inspiring architectural marvels, from grand amphitheaters to ornate public baths and sprawling villas, each a testament to the city's architectural prowess and cultural richness. The walls of these structures were adorned with frescoes, mosaics, and sculptures, masterpieces that narrated stories of the city's inhabitants and their vibrant lives. Life in Pompeii was a tapestry of diverse threads, each representing a different stratum of society. From the patricians, the upper crust, to the plebeians, the common folk, each had a role to play, each had a story to tell. The bustling marketplaces, the lively taverns, the busy workshops, all painted a picture of a city teeming with life and activity, a city that never slept. But Pompeii was more than just a city of bricks and mortar, more than just a hub of commerce and culture. It was a city of people, of families, of friendships, of love and life. The streets of Pompeii were alive with the sounds of children playing, vendors haggling, and chariots rumbling. The aroma of freshly baked bread from the bakeries filled the air, mingling with the scent of the sea and the earth. Yet all this took place under the looming shadow of Mount Vesuvius, a seemingly benign entity that stood as the city's backdrop. Its silent presence was a constant, a part of the city's identity, so much so that its true nature was often overlooked. The city thrived, its people lived, laughed, loved, and dreamt, all under the watchful gaze of the mountain. In the shadow of what seemed like a benign Mount Vesuvius, Pompeii thrived, oblivious to the impending catastrophe. The earth beneath Pompeii was not as peaceful as it seemed. The city was sitting on a ticking time bomb. Beneath the bustling streets and grand villas of Pompeii, the ground was restless, whispering warnings of the calamity to come. The first signs of trouble came in the form of frequent tremors that shook the city. These were not the gentle quivers of a cat's purr, but violent jolts that rattled buildings and unsettled the populace. Yet these seismic shudders were dismissed as part of life in Pompeii, a city nestled in the shadow of the mighty Mount Vesuvius. The earth's grumblings grew louder still when wells and springs, the lifeblood of the city, began to run dry. A city known for its elaborate water system suddenly found itself parched. The once bountiful aqueducts echoed emptily, as if the very veins of the city were being drained. Again the people of Pompeii shrugged off the anomaly. They were a resilient people, accustomed to the whims of nature. The ground continued its ominous song. The city's flora too seemed to sense the looming catastrophe. Trees stood bare, their leaves wilting prematurely, while crops in the fields failed to thrive. Nature, it seemed, was hunkering down in anticipation of what was to come. Yet these subtle shifts in the environment were largely overlooked, lost in the everyday struggles and triumphs of Pompeii's inhabitants. In the days leading up to the eruption, the signs became more pronounced. Earthquakes intensified and a strange heaviness hung in the air. The birds, usually vibrant and full of song, fell silent. The city, once a symphony of life, was now eerily still. Despite the mounting evidence of an impending disaster, the signs were either ignored or misunderstood. The people of Pompeii, much like the city itself, stood defiant in the face of the brewing storm. As the signs escalated, so did the city's fate, inching closer to a day of reckoning. The earth beneath Pompeii was not as peaceful as it seemed, and the city was about to learn the true power of the sleeping giant upon which it had been built. One fateful day in 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius roared, changing the course of Pompeii forever. This was no ordinary day for the bustling city of Pompeii. The ground beneath them trembled, the sky above them darkened, and the mountain they had lived peacefully beneath for generations erupted in a cataclysmic display of nature's fury. In the initial stages of the eruption, a colossal plume of ash, pumice, and gas shot miles into the sky. This towering inferno, a chilling sight to behold, was just the beginning of the nightmare that was about to unfold. Within minutes, the heavens were blotted out, replaced by a rain of ash and pumice that blanketed the city, turning day into night. The inhabitants of Pompeii, stunned by the sudden onslaught, tried desperately to flee, men, women, children, all seeking refuge in vain. The ash fell relentlessly, clogging the streets, filling the homes, making escape near impossible. The once vibrant city was quickly becoming a tomb, but the worst was yet to come. Pyroclastic surges, fast-moving currents of hot gas and volcanic matter swept through the city, instantly incinerating everything in their path. These deadly waves were the final blow for the doomed city. As the dust settled, the city of Pompeii was no more. Buildings, streets, people, all were buried beneath a thick layer of volcanic debris. The bustling city, the laughter, the chatter, the life, all were silenced in less than 24 hours. The city that had once been a testament to Roman grandeur was now a tomb, a grim reminder of the destructive power of nature. As the city lay buried, life above ground moved on, oblivious to the tragedy that had unfolded beneath their feet. In less than 24 hours, Pompeii, once a vibrant city, was silenced and buried under a thick layer of volcanic debris. Pompeii was lost, not to be rediscovered for over 1,500 years. The once thriving city of Pompeii had been reduced to a ghost town overnight, its lively streets silenced by the relentless fury of Mount Vesuvius. The immediate aftermath of the eruption was as catastrophic as the event itself. The city was buried under a thick layer of volcanic ash and debris, erasing any trace of its existence. The loss of life was immense. It's estimated that around 2,000 people perished that day, their lives cut short by the violent eruption. But it was not just the loss of lives that was tragic. The vibrant culture, the unique artistry, the everyday life of Pompeii's inhabitants, all were buried under the volcanic ash, lost to time and memory. Pompeii, once a bustling city, was wiped off the map. It vanished from collective memory, its stories and its people forgotten. For over 1,500 years, the city lay hidden beneath the earth, its tales untold, its history unknown. The rediscovery of Pompeii in the 18th century was nothing short of a revelation. As excavations began, the city started to reveal its secrets. Preserved under the volcanic ash were the city's structures, its art, its people. The ash had acted as a preservative, freezing the city in time. What emerged was a unique snapshot of Roman life, a city caught in the throes of everyday existence, its people going about their daily routines, unaware of the impending disaster. The rediscovery of Pompeii provided historians with an unparalleled window into the past. It offered a glimpse into the daily life of the Romans, their social structures, their habits, their art, their culture. But more than that, it served as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human life. Pompeii, a city etched in history, serves as a stark reminder of nature's power and the fragility of human life. The city may have been lost, but its story lives on, echoing through the ages, reminding us of our place in the grand scheme of things. The story of Pompeii is not just a tale of destruction, but also a lesson in understanding and respecting nature. It's a tale that resonates through the centuries, whispering the importance of preparedness and respect for our natural world. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD was a catastrophic event, but it was not without warning signs. The earth trembled, wells dried up, and animals behaved strangely. These were nature's subtle ways of signaling that something was amiss. However, the citizens of Pompeii failed to understand these signs, and it cost them dearly. This brings us to our first lesson from Pompeii, the essential need to understand and pay heed to the warning signs of nature. Today, we have advanced technology to predict natural disasters, but it's still crucial to respect and understand these natural indicators. The second lesson we learned from Pompeii is the importance of preparedness. Pompeii was caught off guard by the sudden eruption, leading to massive loss of life and property. Today we know that preparation is key. Having evacuation plans, disaster management teams, and emergency supplies can make a world of difference when catastrophe strikes. Pompeii's story has greatly influenced modern approaches to disaster management. It has taught us to never underestimate the power of nature and to always be prepared for the worst. This is why we have seismic monitoring systems, early warning networks, and stringent building codes in volcanic regions today. Finally, Pompeii teaches us about the resilience of humanity. Despite the destruction, humanity rebuilt and moved forward. We learn that even in the face of the worst disasters, we can recover, rebuild, and even flourish. The lessons of Pompeii are not just about understanding nature's power, but also about our ability to prepare, adapt, and overcome. They are lessons of resilience and hope. As we remember Pompeii, we are reminded of our responsibility to learn from history and to strive for a safer future.